Did you know that social isolation silently increases your risk of premature death by 50%? That's more dangerous than smoking 15 cigarettes per day. Yet most seniors don't recognize the warning signs until it's too late. Your body is already sending you urgent signals that isolation is damaging your health, signals that could save your life if you know how to spot them. In this video, I'll reveal the 4 critical warning signs that your isolation is putting your health in immediate danger, and exactly how to reverse these effects before they cause permanent damage. Let me tell you about Dorothy, a 73-year-old retired teacher who lived alone after her husband passed away. She thought she was managing just fine. She could take care of herself, and she didn't want to burden her family by asking for visits. When her daughter finally visited after 6 months, she was shocked at what she found. Dorothy had lost weight, seemed confused, and her normally spotless home was in disarray. What her daughter realized that day was that Dorothy's isolation had triggered a health crisis that almost claimed her life. By the time medical help was sought, Dorothy was severely dehydrated, malnourished, and showing early signs of cognitive decline. All because she didn't recognize the warning signs I'm about to share with you. Let's dive into the first critical warning sign that your isolation is damaging your health. Warning sign 1. Unexplained physical decline. Is your body showing mysterious signs of deterioration that seem to appear almost overnight? Perhaps you've noticed unexplained weight loss, unusual fatigue, or muscles that feel weaker than they did just months ago. This isn't just normal aging, it's your body screaming for help. Medical research from Johns Hopkins University reveals something shocking. Isolation triggers a stress response that accelerates physical aging by up to 300%. This means the isolated senior's body is literally aging 3 times faster than someone who maintains regular social connections. The stress hormones released during prolonged isolation cause inflammation throughout your body, weakening your heart, damaging your blood vessels, and destroying muscle tissue. Take Howard, a 69-year-old retired accountant from Seattle. After his wife of 42 years passed away, he withdrew from his community activities and rarely left his home. Within just 4 months, his daughter noticed alarming changes. Howard had lost 18 pounds without trying. His once strong grip had weakened so much he struggled to open jars. Even walking up his front steps left him winded. "I just assumed it was grief," Howard later admitted. "I had no idea my body was breaking down because I'd cut myself off from people." What Howard's doctor discovered was frightening. His isolation had triggered a cascade of physical deterioration that was affecting every system in his body. His immune system had weakened dramatically, making him vulnerable to infections. His blood pressure had skyrocketed, putting him at immediate risk for stroke. And his cardiovascular system showed damage equivalent to someone 10 years older. You must take action immediately. Here's what to do today. First, establish a daily physical check-in routine. Each morning, stand in front of a mirror and assess 5 key areas. Your face, looking for pallor or puffiness. Your hands, checking for tremors or weakness. Your balance, can you stand on 1 foot for 5 seconds? Your breathing, are you winded after climbing stairs? And your energy level, document any changes no matter how small. Second, reach out to your local senior center or YMCA about their Silver Sneakers program. Most Medicare plans cover these fitness programs completely, and they're specifically designed to counter the physical effects of isolation. The combination of gentle exercise and social interaction creates a powerful antidote to isolation-induced decline. Have you noticed any unexplained physical changes recently? These aren't just getting older. They're warning signals that isolation is actively damaging your health. Don't ignore them for another day. Warning sign 2, sleep disturbances and mental fog. Are you struggling to remember simple things or finding yourself awake at odd hours of the night? Do you find your mind wandering mid-conversation? Or have you noticed gaps in your memory that weren't there before? These aren't just annoying age-related changes. They're dangerous warning signs of isolation-induced brain damage. Neurologists at the Cleveland Clinic have discovered something alarming. Social isolation disrupts sleep patterns and reduces cognitive function by up to 40%. Their research shows that the isolated brain physically shrinks faster, particularly in areas controlling memory and decision-making. Without regular social interaction, your brain is literally wasting away, cell by cell. Consider what happened to Patricia, a 71-year-old former nurse who moved away from her longtime neighborhood after retirement. In her new community, she knew no one. Within months, her daughter began noticing troubling signs during their weekly phone calls. Patricia would forget conversations they'd had just days before. She complained of being awake until 3 or 4 a.m., then sleeping until noon. She struggled to follow the plots of TV shows she'd previously enjoyed. "I started wondering if Mom had early dementia," her daughter explained. "But when we convinced her to join a twice-weekly bridge club, these symptoms began to reverse." Her doctor explained that her brain had been deteriorating due to isolation, not disease. What few people realize is that human brains are wired for social connection. Without it, the neural pathways responsible for memory and cognitive function begin to atrophy. This leads to a vicious cycle. As your thinking becomes foggier, you become less likely to reach out and connect with others, making the isolation worse. Here's what you need to do right now. First, implement a strict sleep hygiene protocol. Set consistent bedtimes and wake times. Remove electronic devices from your bedroom. Create a 30-minute pre-sleep ritual that includes writing down any worries or thoughts that might keep you awake. Second, challenge your brain daily with social mental stimulation. Studies show that isolated seniors who engage in even 15 minutes of social conversation daily show immediate improvements in memory and mental processing. Call a friend or family member every day, even if it's just for a short chat. Join an online book club through your local library. The key is combining social interaction with mental challenge. Are you experiencing sleep problems or memory issues that you've been dismissing as just getting older? These aren't inevitable age-related changes. They're urgent warnings that isolation is damaging your brain. Act now before these changes become permanent. Warning sign 3. Loss of interest in self-care. Have you noticed that you've stopped caring about your appearance, meals, or keeping your home in order? Maybe you're wearing the same clothes for days at a time, or you've replaced proper meals with snacks or whatever is easiest to prepare. This dangerous warning sign often goes unrecognized until it causes serious health consequences. Research from the American Psychological Association reveals a startling fact. Isolation triggers depression in 60% of seniors, often manifesting first as neglect of basic self-care. What makes this particularly dangerous is that most seniors don't recognize it as depression. Instead, they assume they're just slowing down or losing interest in things that used to matter. William, a 75-year-old retired engineer from Chicago, had always taken pride in his appearance and his immaculate home. After his best friend moved to a different state and his weekly community volunteering program was discontinued, he gradually withdrew. His son became concerned when he visited and found his father unshaven, wearing stained clothing and eating nothing but cereal and canned soup. The refrigerator contained spoiled food, and mail had piled up unopened on the table. "Dad insisted nothing was wrong," his son recalled. "He said he just didn't see the point in fussing anymore, but when we got him to a doctor, his blood work showed serious nutritional deficiencies, and he was diagnosed with isolation-induced depression." The connection between isolation and self-care is profound. Human beings are social creatures who evolved to care about appearance and hygiene as part of communal living. When regular social contact disappears, the motivation to maintain these habits often vanishes too. The resulting self-neglect can quickly lead to malnutrition, dehydration, skin infections, and a host of preventable health problems. Here's your immediate action plan. First, create a structured self-care calendar. Post it somewhere visible in your home. Include daily tasks like showering, changing clothes, grooming, and 3 proper meals. Check off each item as you complete it. This simple accountability tool can break the cycle of neglect. Second, establish a meal planning system that ensures proper nutrition with minimal effort. Prepare simple meals in batches and freeze individual portions. Set alarms on your phone for meal times. Consider services like Meals on Wheels, which provide not only nutritious food, but also regular social contact with delivery volunteers. Have you noticed a decline in how much effort you put into caring for yourself or your home? This isn't laziness or a normal part of aging. It's a dangerous warning sign that isolation is affecting your mental health and putting your physical well-being at serious risk. Don't wait until small problems become life-threatening emergencies. Warning sign 4. Withdrawal from communication. When was the last time you initiated a conversation or responded to someone reaching out to you? Are you finding yourself letting calls go to voicemail, ignoring text messages, or declining invitations? This communication withdrawal might seem like a minor change in habits, but geriatric specialists identify it as one of the most dangerous warning signs of harmful isolation. Geriatric specialists at the Mayo Clinic warn that social withdrawal is both a symptom and a cause of dangerous isolation, creating a deadly spiral effect. Their research shows that with each week of reduced communication, the risk of serious health complications increases by 7%. Even more alarming, the longer this pattern continues, the harder it becomes to reverse. Elizabeth, a 68-year-old retired librarian in Phoenix, had always been quiet but maintained regular contact with neighbors and her church group. After a minor fall shook her confidence, she began declining invitations and stopped attending her usual activities. When friends called to check on her, she kept conversations brief or didn't answer at all. After 3 weeks of trying to reach her, a concerned neighbor used a spare key to enter Elizabeth's home and found her confused, feverish, and unable to get out of bed. She had developed pneumonia but hadn't reached out for help. "I didn't want to bother anyone," Elizabeth explained from her hospital bed, and after a while it just seemed too hard to explain why I hadn't been in touch. The withdrawal from communication creates a dangerous feedback loop. As you communicate less, your brain's language centers become less active. This makes conversation more difficult, which leads to further withdrawal. Meanwhile, without regular verbal exchange, cognitive function declines rapidly. Studies show that seniors who go days without meaningful conversation show brain activity patterns similar to those with early-stage dementia. Here's what you must do today. First, create a simple communication re-engagement plan. Identify 3 people you feel comfortable talking to. Commit to reaching out to one person each day, even if it's just a brief text message or call. Start with something simple like, "Just thinking of you today," or "How are you doing?" Don't overthink it. The goal is to restart the habit of connection. Second, consider technology tools specifically designed for seniors. Services like GrandPad offer simplified tablets with one-touch video calling to family members. Amazon's Echo devices allow you to make calls by simply asking Alexa to connect you to someone, eliminating the barriers of complicated technology. Are you finding yourself communicating less and less with others? Have you been letting calls go unanswered or declining invitations? This isn't just a change in social preferences. It's a serious warning sign that you're entering a dangerous isolation spiral that can quickly become life-threatening. Break this pattern today before it becomes even harder to reverse. The silent tragedy of senior isolation doesn't have to be your story. These 4 warning signs, unexplained physical decline, sleep disturbances and mental fog, loss of interest in self-care, and withdrawal from communication, are your body's desperate attempt to alert you to a serious health threat. Isolation is not just loneliness. It's a physical condition that damages your body and brain as surely as disease. But unlike many health challenges of aging, isolation is completely reversible if you recognize the warning signs and take action immediately. You deserve connection, health, and joy regardless of your age. And it starts with acknowledging these warning signs and reaching out today. If you found this information valuable, please hit the like button right now. Which of these 4 warning signs resonated most with you? Leave a comment below and share your experience. Your insight might help someone else recognize these dangers in their own life. Subscribe to our channel for more life-saving health information specifically for seniors. And please share this video with someone you care about who might be experiencing isolation. Together, we can break the silence around this hidden health crisis and save lives.